in that points lead on Ryan Dungey.
We look forward to having you back with us as we close out the Georgia Dome on the right at 6:30 p.m. Eastern live on FS1.
And tonight after Xfinity Racing, it's the Monster Energy Supercross from Atlanta. And Ryan Dungey looks to make it 3 straight wins in the Georgia Dome, but teammate Marvin Muskin has other ideas. Don't miss that tonight, starting at 6:30. Now, we haven't reached our scheduled segment stop, but we have been under caution for over 18 minutes. 18 drivers involved in this one, Larry.
Yeah, you could see Scott Legacy in the 24 car. He just was bumping Tyler Reddick in that black 42. And like Kevin said, these bumpers are not flat. They have a little bit of oval shape to them. And if Reddick made any move whatsoever left or right, then that's pretty much going to spin him out.
And, of course, the red flag has been out for a significant amount of time as those guys are continuing to work on the cars. You see the red flag has been lifted right now, so that's why you're seeing those guys busy, because they have had to stop working on the car during the red flag, but now they are working on the car. We do have some radio from Tyler Reddick, who's not too happy with that.
He said the 24 turned in there? Yeah, that's why I said just before we came to the green, I went down and talked to him to make sure he knew it wasn't the truck race. Because last night he did the same exact. He just stayed locked on everybody's bumper, putting them in bad positions. Well, he got onto a bumper next to the 2. He did the same thing. He never came off of it. We're all the way up to the 21's bumper. We had nowhere to go, and he just kept pushing and turned us around. So that's what sucks about this deal is, you're at the mercy of them because there's nowhere Tyler could have gone. I mean, he's stuck.
You said you think so? You think he's upset with that guy?
Well, and again, NASCAR has a rule that you can bump, but you can't push. But, of course, now it's too little too late because we had 18 drivers involved in this crash.
Yeah, you see the crews working on those cars. Some drivers had to go to the infield care center. One of those guys is Spencer Gallagher, and he is with Chris Neville right now.
And Spencer Gallagher cleared from the infield care center. Saw that replay there. You were in the 23 blue and white car. Nothing really you could do in that situation. Is that an angry way to start the season?
You know, the play racing gods giveth and they taketh away. You kind of can't get too mad at it, but it's just disappointing. I saw Tyler start to turn up into me, and all I really had the time to think was, man, this is going to suck. But started getting in it, and nothing to do beyond that but put your hands to your belts and hope for the best. But just hate it for our GMS racing crew. We bought a fast car here to this racetrack. These Allegiant Travel guys deserve better, but you know, got the win last night. That'll console me a little, but hate that we have to have an early end to the day here. But just want to thank all the guys back home for putting together such a great piece.
On to Atlanta. Matt?
And service going on the 62 at Brendan Gaughan. Now they've worked out who will go over the wall at which time. Now, Greg Smokestack, the car chief, he's working on the right rear corner. Hammer, he's got a baseball bat, 2 sheets of Bear Bond trying to fix the aerodynamics of that right rear corner. Tires going out. Now they're working on the right front. Jamie?
And Daniel Suarez finally got that pit stop he wanted to do earlier, came in for tires, and he filled him up with fuel. Also freed him up just a little bit, made an air pressure adjustment, Shannon.
And we are going to see that 5-minute clock play out here in the Xfinity Series for the first time. We saw it in the Truck Series last night. Some guys weren't able to make it in on time, so we're going to keep our eyes on those over-the-wall guys who are certainly going to be challenged as they try to get those cars fixed up and back on the track. Adam?
And Shannon, we got a report. There were 16 cars that went under the 5-minute clock. Guys that were damaged came down pit road. And unofficially, 18 drivers involved in this accident at lap 25.
And many of these guys can still win this race, Kevin. I think it's so interesting. The fabricators just meticulously mold the metal and they polish and shine. Now they're going to work with baseball bats and tape to try to make their cars better, and that's a way to make clearance, but it's also possible to win that way because of the draft.
Well, I think there's 2 agendas here. I think you got the guys that are tore up a little bit like Brad is. He's got a little patch on his door, and that's really the only damage his car has. And then you have the agenda of the guys that are tore up pretty good who need to reset their 5-minute clock to work on their car again. But the main priority there is make sure nothing's going to fly off, and make sure the tires don't rub so you can meet minimum speed, because that is what resets the clock.
Anytime you have to go 2 pages to show who's involved in the wreck, you know you're at Daytona or Talladega.
It's not a good thing.
That was not only the big one, that was a long one. It happened from the middle of the box straight all the way down into turn 3.
For your ease at home, we did put them in numerical order, so now you know who was involved in the crash. Brad Keselowski among them, and he's made a couple of trips down pit road. Appears to be ready to go back here.
The car that got you was actually the spinning 23, so it wasn't a lack of effort. He was just spinning around the track and came down and got you just barely. Therefore, I feel kind of lucky. That's what it takes.
It's a nice way to console a guy. He didn't mean to do it. That's exactly what we heard from Scott Lagasse, but we know how upset Tyler Reddick is.
What's happening with Michael Annett, Jamie?
Well, Adam, it's interesting watching these guys on the clock this year for the first time. Michael Annett's team really working on that car. They maximized that 5-minute clock, and as soon as they were finished, it was like, all right, we're good, we're good. And there was a big celebration that they got him out. But you can see how much damage is on Michael Annett's car. They said, go out there, all we need is minimum speed, and then that team can come in. They can work on that car as much as they want. There's no more clocks. It's one time, and he has to reach minimum speed, and then they're free to do what they want.
Now, Kevin just said it, Jamie. Once you reach that minimum speed, your 5-minute clock goes away, and the only way you go back on the 5-minute clock is if you're involved in another accident. Casey Kane going to restart third.
It's just going to be, a couple laps till the segment, so we need to do what we can to help the one win the segment. I told him that if he gets out front, needs to get cleared to the bottom, to just don't wait on us, just do what he needs to do to win the segment. If we're the first one on the top lane, we can help however we can there. Yeah, for sure.
And for what it's worth, talk a lot about minimum speed. 151.541 miles per hour here at Daytona. When we go green, there'll be 3 laps remaining.
Go!
Stage 1 out front, Elliott Sadler. Tied in
Back
with
in the air.
Sadler once again, taking the outside lane, getting a nice push from his teammate Casey Kane.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll do the crossover for a bit, Kevin. I think there it goes. But he's going to probably work both lanes. He needs to lead 2 laps, get that valuable playoff point. Try to get 10 regular season points as well. But look at that pack behind him. They're going to be all over Sadler.
Yeah, I think Elliott has a little bit of a comfort with Casey back there, knowing that he is going to help him get to, hopefully, a segment win here as we get towards the end of this first one here at Daytona.
And that's all Casey Kane is about right now, is pushing that one car.
A lot of series regulars inside the top 10. So big points on the line as we close on the end of stage 1. See Elliott Sadler out front in the bottom lane. First car outside his teammate that joined him at Homestead running for the championship last year. Bright orange, number 7 of Justin Allgaier. 2 laps remain in stage 1. Pit road is closed. We will always close the pits when we have 2 laps remaining in a stage.
And Elliott Sadler survived that initial surge from the other cars with the help of Casey Kane. So he stabilized on the bottom. He's got to feel pretty good about getting back to lap 30 with the lead.
And we got a report now that we're back up to speed. All the drivers that came down pit road, went on the 5-minute clock, have met minimum speed, so their 5-minute clock.
Oh! Oh my God!
Brandon Jones nose first in the outside wall.
Oh man, that's a shame. Look at the cars. Brad Keselowski sneaks through again. Ryan Sieg's going to make it, but Brandon Jones, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace. Look at Allgaier's car.
I'm going to tell you what, guys, that was a hard hit, head on.
Wicked.
Couple hard hits.
Darrell Wallace Jr. sitting up against the wall. Looks like a little movement there inside Allgaier's machine. Eric Jones, Daniel Hemrick.
Oh my
goodness,
God.
we're not going to have any cars left. Back-to-back big ones at Daytona.
Wow, that's carnage.
Window net is down for Daniel Suarez. Same for Justin Allgaier. That's the first sign from a driver that they're going to be able to climb from the car under their own power. Good signal to the medical workers.
That's the head and neck restraint device he took off. Connects the helmet to your body so you don't get whiplash. It looks like it did its job.
Eric Jones climbing out. Good sign there. Window net was down for the rookie Daniel Hemrick. That's positive. It's Darrell Wallace Jr. back behind him in that purple machine. You saw his window net was down. He was moving around. So good signs so far as you look at all of these race cars.
Hemrick slides up the track, gets into Allgaier.
Jones hit it once, rebounded, got hit again, and turned once more. Exact same location into the wall.
Mike, I don't know if he got loose right there, if he was going up to get a side draft, or what really happened to the 21 right there to cause him to go up the track.
And possibly could he have hit some of that speedy drive maybe, and it made him just change lanes all so slightly, but you can see he's heading in the wrong direction when they come into turn 3.
I've been here before, and you go in there and you feel like you can't turn the wheel. You've been into turn 3 a lot where you feel like you can't turn the wheel, and it looks like it might be a similar situation to that, but he just goes up.
On board with Daniel Suarez.
11, still with you. Keep digging, keep digging. We're in it, guys. We're in it here. Got hit from behind and nosed up to the pin. A lot of front damage. You alright, bud?
Listen to the violence of a super speedway crash.
This is Brian Keselowski.
Back up high, back up there, back up there, back up there, back up there. Easy, easy, easy. Middle, 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 middle. Going right corner, right corner. Right corner, back it down, back it down. Middle lane's clear, middle lane's clear, middle lane's clear.
Wow. I mean, Brad was involved in that last crash, so he was so far behind this one, it allowed him to get slowed down, and a great job by his spotter, Joey Meyer, to walk him through it. Let's go back to real-time speed, and you will really get a feel for the violence of Meyer.
Brandon
He's just hitting the impact.
Yeah, Brandon done 2 hard hits.
Guys, and Michael, you know this, there is no worse impact than getting clipped in the right rear and head on into the wall, whether it's in the corner, down the straightaway, because you're really not ready for it. You know, first off, because you can't really tell that it's coming because you can't see it in front of you. It all happens on the right rear, and the next thing you know, you're just nose first into the wall. So those are humongous hits, and I think as you look at the safety of our sport, these guys are very, very lucky to have it.
So Allgaier gets from his car and walks down the banking at Daytona. It's our 4th caution of the afternoon. Hard hit for Brandon Jones. 9
But technically, Daniel Hemrick can keep going. Because all he did was go up against, what's his name?
There's a place in America where you can almost see Russia. Which means there's a place in Russia where you can definitely hear America. Check out the Dodge lineup during the President's Day sales event. Get $3,000 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 60 months on the 2016 Dodge Charger.
Meet CJ. He loves going for walks, especially around the ring at the Westminster Dog Show, where he won 2016 Best in Show.
But you know, he's not just a Best in Show champion, he's our best friend. And that's why we choose Cosequin, to keep his joints moving.
Cosequin, the #1 vet-recommended retail joint health supplement brand.
CJ's been on it since he was 2 years old.
Cosequin, a proud sponsor of the Westminster Dog Show. For more information, go to Cosequin.com.
Big Mac, Mac Jr., Great Mac 2. That's 3 Mac sizes made just for you. So no matter where you might be at, there's a Big Mac for that. Big Mac for that.
So that's gonna end the round, so I'll be back when round 2 begins.